Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through. A Degrassi podcast with Kelsey and Holland too. I know I can make it through.
Hi, and welcome to Whatever It Takes, a podcast about Degrassi, the Next Generation. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Holland. And today we're talking about Season 11, Episodes 38 and 39, Need You Now. And Kelsey, will you please read us the YouTube summary?
With Bullfrog monitoring him closely, Eli is worried that his condition will affect his relationship with Imogen. Casey...
It's spelled Imogen weird.
Yep.
Like Imogen.
Yep. Casey gets an invitation to his son's christening, but Jenna isn't interested in attending. Tori tries to make it on the Power Squad, but a commitment to film Zig gets in the way. I hate Zig.
Commitment. Yeah, Zig is annoying.
I hate Zig.
The episode is called Need You Now, which is a 2010 Lady Antebellum song, of course. And I guess it works for Eli because he's like stage 5 clinger in this episode.
Yeah, he is.
He's like, I need you. And I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the episode starts with Eli's like maybe sleeping, closing his eyes on his skull pillow, and Imogen is like taking photos of him.
Of course he has a skull pillow.
And he's asking her to spend the night, and she's like, okay, fine, I'll call my mom. And then Bullfrog comes in and is like, so it's getting late, and basically kicks out Imogen.
Yep. I still think it's weird that Eli's like, yeah, we can have a sleepover in high school.
I know, right? But I guess his parents did used to be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, because they had that whole conversation with Claire.
Yeah, which was weird.
Very weird.
But do we want to do fashion police? I have a note that Eli's hair looks not bad.
Jenna is wearing this like short sleeve shawl that's terrible, like over her school shirt.
She wears a lot of weird shit over her school polos.
Yeah.
Eli wears a vest over his polo. He also brings back the Black Parade jacket. Yeah, Jenna's wearing like that knit thing.
Yeah, that's what Yeah. Eli's also wearing like a half heart on a chain.
Oh my god. Tori wears purple tights at one point.
Imogen is wearing a denim vest that looks like it could belong to Bullfrog, but it's like slightly more feminine.
Yeah.
Also,
zigzag part.
Did she just have like did she just get a different skirt that's like kind of khaki? Because she like fully, it's got like, at first I thought maybe she was just like artsy with it and added like black trimming to the bottom, which feels like it's not allowed, but also it's pleated, which none of the other.
We've seen some pleated skirts, I think.
Yeah, I think that then she just like arts and crafted her.
Well, I'm wondering if like you're allowed to just wear any kind of khaki skirt as long as it's khaki. I don't know if it's like uniforms that they like gave out or whatever.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, and then Jenna wears like a fringy suede vest over her polo at some point.
I got that one too,
which is gross.
Not good. And that's all the notes I have.
At one point Eli looks like Jack Skellington because he wears like a black and white striped shirt like under probably his Black Parade jacket or something. And that's all I have.
Same.
But then we're with Casey at his house, and he gets an invitation from Tyson's new parents who have invited him to the christening.
Which
but his
is
mom
awkward.
doesn't think it's a good idea.
Agreed.
And I agree. Yes.
Yep.
And then Bullfrog drops Eli off at school, and Bullfrog's car is cool.
And Eli is like, you know, you really like messed things up with me and Imogen last night. What's your deal? And Bullfrog's like, he's like, I don't think you should be in a relationship right now.
Yeah.
Which is valid.
Yeah. And then we are with the Spirit Squad, which is back, or Power Squad, or whatever. And Tori is trying out, of course, and Tristan is, of course, there to cheer her on. But Tori didn't make it because there was only one spot open, and Marisol is not going to give it to a Niner. I think it's weird that they call them Niners, but just like circling back to that term.
It's strange.
Also, it's great. It's just even though we know that she's Cassie Steele's sister in real life, it's still crazy how much they look alike.
Seriously, it's very strange.
And then we're with Eli.
And everyone babies him because he does not have his assignment. And Mr. Perino's like, okay, bring it in whenever you feel like you can. And Fiona, or is it Adam? I can't remember. Is like jealous that he can just like do what he wants basically. But Eli's kind of bugging out.
Yeah, I don't remember that part, but
he's bugging out
he's
about
kind of starting to spiral.
Yeah, he's bugging out about Imogen, and he gets up to go talk to her. And I think it's Fiona because they're in class. She's like, yeah, but you have to finish class first.
Right.
So.
And then we are with Jake and Jet. Where are we?
We're with Connor and Casey. And Connor says, I've been working on my jokes. Because he makes a joke. And Casey was like, you made a joke. And he's like, yeah, I've been working on them.
He makes like a weird biology joke about Jake and Jenna about how they're like studying biology.
Yeah.
And this is when Jenna's wearing that gross thing.
And then Casey tells her about the christening, and she doesn't want to go.
Which is fair.
She makes an excuse about like going to the mall with Jake, who gives her a look like we did not have plans, but okay.
But it's also like she's clearly not ready for that.
No, and neither is Casey. But whatever.
But then we're in the Zen garden,
which still exists, I guess. Where's the JT shrine?
Right, with Eli and Imogen. And then he, like, kisses her, and she's like, we're in a fishbowl, but meet me in the art room in 10 minutes. And it's like, oh, okay. And then we're with Tori, who's sad that she didn't make the team. And
Maya's hanging out with them awkwardly.
Also, Tori has a photo of Liam Hemsworth in her locker. And she's like, Power Squad was supposed to be my thing. And Zig is like, well, now you can come, like, videotape me skateboarding because I want to enter some contest or something.
And Zig is so selfish. And then Marisol comes over, and she's like, Tori, the other girl,
sprained her ankle.
You're on the team.
And she's like, yay. And he's like, does that mean you can't videotape me after school now?
I hate Zig. And she's like, I can do both. I'm like, you cannot do both.
Yeah. But then we're with Eli and Imogen, who are just making out in the art room, which is so many mouth sounds are happening. And then she's like, I have a surprise for you.
And she made some really bad art. She made some terrible art.
She made a bipolar art piece for him, of him. It's like a weird collage for her senior art project.
It's not good.
And she's like, it's to show that mental illness is not a stigma. And he's like, cool. So have you already shown this to your class? She's like, yeah, everyone really likes it. I want to enter it into a competition. And he's like, I'm your boyfriend, not your charity case. And then he freaks out and he breaks her camera.
But it's by accident.
It is an accident. And she's like, think of your happy place. I'm like, Imogen.
Imogen's not good at this.
And it's a whole thing.
It's not good.
Maybe you should have asked him before you made him the subject of your art piece.
Seriously.
Because it's kind of his business.
Yeah. Like, he's been very open about this, but that doesn't mean that he wants to be like the literal poster child for bipolar disorder.
Even if it is to like release the stigma, it's still like not cool to like throw him into that without even asking him first.
Yeah.
But then we are with Zig and Tori, and she's like, all right, I gotta go now. I have Power Squad practice. And he's like, come on, like, no, like, I need to enter this thing. He's like, fine, I'll just ask Maya to do it. And I'm like, did you do that on purpose?
He definitely
Are you
did.
being manipulative?
He definitely is.
Zig is awful.
I hate Zig.
And then
I'm like, oh, she is down. She's like, I'll stay for 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, she is definitely getting kicked off of the Power Squad or something. This is not going to be good.
And then Eli's like exercising. And then he's talking to Fiona about the portrait thing. And he's like, how would you feel if someone like made a portrait of you about like alcoholism? And she's like, do I look good in this portrait?
Which I loved and also would have been my response.
And she's like, no, I get it, like it would not be cool, but you should just talk to her about it and apologize for breaking her camera, basically.
Yeah.
And then Tori like sneaks in late to Power Squad practice, and I'm like, girl, you can't just do that. Marisol's going to see through this.
Like, she's not even dressed. She doesn't know the routine.
Yeah.
And Marisol's like, all right, do it by yourself. And she's like, I can't. And Marisol's like, oh, why is that? And she's like, I was late. So
And
Marisol makes her the mascot.
Yeah, Marisol's like, there are only 3 excuses to being late: death, dismemberment, and detention. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, then she makes her the mascot. And then we are with Eli and Imogen, and he brought her an apology camera,
Which is
an expensive apology gift.
Yep.
And
And
then
then she starts basically listing mania symptoms.
yeah, and he's like, it's fine. And then she's like, all right, well, I gotta go home. I gotta do Triple H, homework, hot bath, and Harry Potter. And I'm like, girl, I get it. And then he's like, come on, let's hang out. And then we are with Casey, who shows up to the birth or the adopted parents' house like after the christening, and it's really awkward.
It's super, super awkward. The baby cries as soon as Casey holds him.
Because he's a stranger
And
now.
he's like, oh, he probably has to eat or use the bathroom or like he pooped or something. And she's like, oh, no, he's just at that age where he like cries when he is held by a stranger or someone he doesn't see a lot or whatever.
And then they're like, we're going to go on a walk. Do you want to come with us? It's so awkward.
It's very uncomfortable. And then Adam is finally back and hanging out with Eli.
Yay. And I'm like, yay, they're still bros.
They're playing video games. And Bullfrog comes in and he's like, have you seen my guitar? Because earlier they mentioned that Bullfrog's guitar has been in the backseat of his car for like weeks.
Yeah.
And he's like, have you seen my guitar? And Eli's like, Imogen borrowed it. And I'm like, oh, he definitely
sold that guitar
pawned
to
it.
buy that camera. And then Bullfrog, he's like, I'll get it tomorrow. And then Bullfrog leaves and Adam's like, just call Imogen. I'm sure she'd bring it over. And Eli's like, yeah, I sold that thing. And then we're back with Casey. And then we find out that Tyson's name is now Doug, which is like the least baby name I've ever heard. But
seriously,
his name is Doug now.
Which is kind of hilarious, actually. A baby named Doug is like weirdly very funny to me.
But I guess you could call him like Dougie. That's a little more baby name.
Just straight up Doug.
It's Doug. And yeah, I don't know.
Casey's
Casey
saying
leaves.
goodbye and Doug holds his finger and it's sad.
And then like starts crying when Casey's not holding him anymore. And then Casey like will later take that and run with it. But then we're with Eli and Adam. And Eli is like, oh my God, I need to take the camera, la la la. I don't know. He's freaking out.
And Adam's like, she'll think it's romantic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's going to think that it's a manic episode, but sure. And then they go to her house, and her dad is kind of weird, right? Am I alone in thinking her dad's weird?
Her dad is kind of weird.
And she is not home.
And then Eli is like, where is she? She said she'd be home. What's going on? Blah.
And also he meets her dog.
Yes.
Who is very cute.
And then we're with Casey, who comes back and he's like, I'm gonna get my baby back. And I'm like, no, you can't.
It's not like he wants custody though, but he does want to like spend a lot of time and like babysit and
yeah,
stuff.
and I'm like, that's not a good idea.
It's a terrible idea.
It's
but
also not appropriate.
he got like a bunch of books from the library, and it's just like this classic Casey thing where he only wants something when it's no longer available to him.
Classic Casey. And then we are with Eli, who has been leaving Imogen like messages upon messages and is like, where are you? Where are you? Why aren't you answering? I need the camera. And Adam is like trying to help, but Eli is too far gone. And Eli is just like stage 5 clinger.
Oh yeah. And then they're back at school the next day, and he's gonna go talk to Imogen, and Adam is like, be breezy, and he's like, I can be breezy, and I'm like,
Eli
you
is the
cannot.
least breezy.
He is not breezy.
But he goes over and like pretends to be breezy, and Imogen's like, here's the camera. Sorry, I missed your calls. And he's like, so what were you doing? Like, where were you? I came over. And she's like, oh, my dad probably spaced. I was out walking my dog. But it's like, we know you're lying because we saw the dog.
Yep.
And he's like, okay. And then Eli comes over and he's like, she lied to me again. And then Adam was like, sometimes girls do things they don't want their boyfriends to know about. And Eli's like cheating on them. And Adam's like, I don't know, like waxing their faces or something.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we are with Zig and Maya, and Zig is laughing at her, but this is his fault.
Tori?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Tori.
Zig's laughing at Tori, who is the mascot.
And Tori's like, will you at least, like, hang out with me at lunch while I have to do this humiliating thing? And he's like, I promise the guys I'd skate with them. It's bro code, which is not what bro code is.
He's the fucking